I'm a money making, meditating, marathon minded music.
Alright, everybody, we are back again. Buddz podcast, episode 10, where we discuss the trials and tribulations of blazing your own trail in life and ultimately doing what makes you happy. I'm Cody.
Raul.
And today we have Isaiah Lilley on the podcast.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No doubt. We appreciate your time.
Again for the hoodie.
Yeah,
It's just cold, super nice.
Thank you, gift.
Digging the colors. Yeah, for sure. I'm rocking this shit ASAP. Boom.
So for our viewers and everybody out there who doesn't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For sure. Yeah, so as you can see here, I got the RMR hoodie. So I work for Respect My Region, do writing, some social media work. I'll cover shows. Just kind of, really, I do a whole bunch of stuff. Got our own little, podcast things that we'd be doing there. So yeah, I've been working with them for, a little over 2 years now. Hopped on, a month before I graduated college. And, I love it. Just love being around music. And then also I do the marketing at Peace of Mind Cannabis South. And then just, basic bud-tending, too, up there. So,
nice.
Yeah, my life's just basically, weed and music. It's pretty dope.
What's up?
It's a good job.
That seems like you do a lot. It sounds like you got a lot on your plate. How do you handle your time and everything to get stuff done for your marketing agency and then working and stuff like that?
Honestly, I always feel like I could be better about it, but my big thing is really simple. It's freaking notes. The notes app on this thing. I have so many notes and just little bits that I'm constantly going in there. I keep a list of to-dos, what got done. For my 60-second song review series, I have the list of everyone I'm gonna do, everyone I've done, everyone I'm gonna rescore. That's really my lifeline. Is really as simple as it is. It's not much. Like I said, I could probably do a little bit more. But yeah, just trying to.
And then doing all that stuff, you got to hold yourself accountable and have that self-discipline to get all that stuff done. And obviously, is there anybody that's trying to hold you accountable to get everything that you're trying to do?
For the most part, it's just me. When it comes to Respect My Region, I got my editor Hannah, my bosses Joey and Mitch. They're definitely I wouldn't say they're on me just because they know I'll do it, but they're definitely my first points of contact, or they'll assign me work. And sometimes there have been times where I'm a little slow and they're hey, you still doing this? And I'm oh yeah, my bad, I'll get it done today. And they're all right, cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a lot of self-discipline, keeping it in the forefront. I'm honestly on my phone a lot throughout the day, even at work. I'll check it as much as I can, try to stay on top of it. And just kind of developing those habits, and trying to just keep it locked in, knowing what I got to do each day. And for the most part, it's pretty easy. You post once or twice on Instagram, put something, then just repost that same thing on TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter. So
do you have sorry to cut you off, but do you have some overall goal that you're working towards with knowing what you have to do every day? In case there's a day that you're just
Right. So really right now, I kind of just kind of fell into what I'm doing now with making a lot of videos and doing the 60-second song review things. My boss Joey up at RMR, we were on one of our meeting calls, and he was just I want all of y'all to just start. He's for a month straight, I want y'all to make a video a day and put something out there and just become better content creators. And at first I was what the hell am I gonna do daily? Because I've never been, I don't know, this is never my lane. I never saw myself as a video creator. And I thought about it for a couple of days. December, this was back late November, so December was coming up. That was the target month. And I was well shit, I do full write-up reviews on music. I can bust that down into 60 seconds or so. Probably be way easier. And so I just started doing those, and it's evolved into I added the anime edits to that for people that don't have music videos, and people have kind of been digging it. I don't really know beyond the basic you make content because you want to get you want to blow up or whatever, you want to whatever I can get from that. But right now I feel I am just kind of enjoying making those connections, building a little following, helping people out where I can.
Also just kind of getting the practice and the reps of making content.
Yeah, for real. Because at first, if you were to watch my first couple, sometimes I feel weird on camera, but it's definitely you get your little taglines fucking every video. I can't help it. It's almost I've just accepted it now. It's what's up, y'all? It's starting with the what's up, y'all? It's Isaiah Lilley, da da da. And I've noticed for some reason it's always we're pressing play on and let's go. It's that, and so that kind of helps. And people actually have noticed of they latch on to those things.
No, I like the let's go. That part's cool. I like that.
Yeah, we give ours sometimes when you go record. Sometimes I have like that same problem. I think we judge ourselves a little bit more than what a viewer is gonna judge us.
Yeah,
and we overjudge ourselves, and it's just like people aren't even gonna catch on to what you think you fucked up on.
Facts. Like I had to get over. Like I was just like, man, I am corny as shit. Like I just had to get over that, hearing my own voice and everything. And I still am like weird. Like I don't like editing my videos or anything. Like if I'm like around my girlfriend or her mom or like anyone, I have my headphones in so no one can hear me. Like I don't want anyone hearing me until I feel like it's good enough to like be shared.
Yep, I totally
like
understand that.
yeah, it's weird. Like something getting over. Like I applaud some people that can just do it. Like I saw a dude on TikTok the other day who was like making a cheer. Like he was in like a full like mini cheer outfit, like doing some shit. And I was just like, you know what, man, you're bold and confident. Like I would not be able to do that in front of like a mirror, let alone a camera. I don't know, but you got to just break the ice, get comfortable with yourself, you know. You realize that the voice that you're hearing is already what people hear every freaking day, so it is what it is.
What's the goal with like, I guess personally for like with what you're doing with Respect My Region, and then like I guess the goal that ties into what they're doing, and then like your personal goal with that overall goal, like what's your like main goal to do with Respect My Region?
I kind of want to like, I realized this kind of recently too, which is funny. I was really trying to figure that out for the longest. I was really just doing whatever they asked of me, trying to just become someone big, become known. And then I realized, like, I think right now at least what I'm feeling is, and I think I realized it from this doing these like song review things, is that I kind of want to I want Respect My Region to become like a world star, Say Cheese type of like media. Like that's what we're going towards.
And is this West Coast based, right?
No, we're everywhere. We got we're like based in Seattle and LA. Like we're like headquartered in Seattle and stuff, and then we have another like headquarters in LA. But like Hannah, that editor I was telling you about, she lives in Savannah, Georgia. Okay. I think she had been in like Tennessee, Florida. We got dudes in Arizona and New York. Yeah.
So is it kind of? I guess like kind of like what I get like a little vibe of is like world star hip hop kind of like the.
Yeah, like Say Cheese. More like the Say Cheese, I would say. World Star is a little like ratchet,
right?
Not in a bad,
right.
Not in a bad way.
Yeah, more so trying to put like spotlight on like artists and
like
stuff
World
like
Star
that.
would post news about like shootings and like street violence. We just kind of keep it like.
I guess I was talking more so like the World Star, where it's just like the World Star hip hop is just.
I get what you're saying. I was taking it too.
The other World Star is fucking. Yeah, I understand that part of it.
But just kind of get to that point. I've realized that I kind of right now at least we'll see what happens. But like I kind of enjoy being like the dude in our region or our area, or like I'm not there yet, but like that would be cool. Like you know, like who's an example? That dude Clee Brand for Thizzler. Have you guys seen his stuff? He always got the scissors.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh well, he's like he works for like with Thizzler and stuff, and like he'd be going live, like not like just on his page, like he'd just be going live or like live through Thizzler, and we'll have people come do like freestyles and stuff, or like he'll just have like thousands of people in his shit and whatnot. And so that's kind of where I'm like, that'd be dope to be that for like Respect My Region. Like maybe in like 5-10 years, I don't know, you never know how long. It's gonna be dope if it was next year or a little sooner, but I realize it'd be kind of dope to be that person in like your area that is, I'm not like a gatekeeper. Like I don't want to be like the one where it's like I make the decision like, oh, I like your music, so yeah, we're gonna give you a pass, or I don't like your music, so fuck it, like I just think it would be cool to like be that person that people are like, oh, yo, you get tapped in with him. That's a dope move. Like,
right, kind of like the face of this area.
Yeah, like like I don't want to. Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to say who can and can't make it. Like I'm always with it. Like whatever. I just think it'd be kind of dope to be like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who's comparable. Like honestly, I think of my boss Mitch. Like you say Mitch in Seattle hip hop, and most people know like who that is, and it.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'd just be kind of dope to kind of get to that level. Just. I guess it's just like a respect thing. Not that no one disrespects me, but when you're working this hard, you want to be.
Yeah, and for a well-known organization like RMR, it's probably something big to like a goal, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
How do you get yourself to take action when you don't feel like you want to? Like being a person who, like, obviously you have work, like you said, you do the marketing for your day job, but then also like. You kind of have to be on top of yourself to get things done.
It's honestly
for Respect My Region. Anyways.
I think a lot of it comes down to like my past. Just like I like kind of corny, but I have a lot of like sports experience. Like I played football through
same.
college and
I
stuff.
didn't play football, but I played basketball.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah.
Like team sports or
Yeah.
sports in general. And it wasn't. It's the most. I feel like most people would tell you that like it. You know, it's like, man, I had such a regimen, worked so hard doing that, but mine was actually the opposite. I got to college and I don't know, shit happens, but I actually wasn't doing what I needed to do to become like a successful member on that team. Like I only played 3 years, and I didn't really do much in college with football, and it's because I didn't take that action. Like when I was here in the summers, I didn't do shit. When I was here in the winters, I wasn't doing my workout plans and stuff. And part of it was like I didn't have to do it in high school. Like when I was there, I went hard or whatever. But the coaches, when the coaches were there, you know, I went hard and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it kind of like I didn't even realize it till like a couple of years later. But it's just like I saw like what, you know, I literally lived like what it can do when you don't stay on top of it yourself. And so I think kind of subconsciously it just was like I know what will happen when you do that. So it's like I actually with them with that, like it wasn't the best situation. Like I wasn't sure if I was happy. Like, you know, I loved football, but I wasn't sure if I loved that team.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And so it is what it is. But like with this, it's like I know I love this team. Like I know I love what I'm doing, and it's one thing. It's not my. It's like I'm doing shit with their name on it. Like I'm saying it's Isaiah Lilley from Respect My Region. Like if I start slacking, then it looks like Respect My Region's slacking.
Right.
And they ain't gonna put up with that. Like, you know, I said they're cool and everything, but they also let me know if I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to fuck up.
Yeah, so you basically just realized that you were leaving a bunch of shit on the table and you had more potential and you were aware of that. And like now that you're aware of that, you're willing to fucking put what you're fucking basically left on the table prior to, you know, anything.
Like I have, like
I feel like I relate a lot with that just in life in general, sports in general, just like the same
100%.
shit. But like I play football and baseball too, but my story on that side was like baseball wise, and I know I left a lot of shit on the table, fucking potential that I had, and I can't fucking really see myself like being okay with that, like moving forward with my life kind of thing. And I feel like everyone's got I think everyone has some sort of fuck up that you gotta be able to realize that you fucked up and left a bunch on the table, didn't try, and you were just being complacent as fuck. And I think until you realize that in life, then it's like when you can like start moving forward.
Big facts. Like I remember,
because you gotta know what you want, and like being complacent isn't something you should want.
No, it sucks, and it's like I felt stuck for a while. Like even when like before like I said, I only played 3 years. I quit after, you know, like it had been a whole summer going into my 4th year. Hadn't done shit. Like, you know, I knew I was going to show up weak as hell, like slow, out of shape. I was just like, this isn't going to be good. Like I'm wasting their time and my time.
It's a form of giving up on yourself.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. And that's what I fucking realized. It's like I gave up on myself.
Yep.
And it was because of shit that I was surrounding myself with, and shit that I heard other people tell me that I wasn't going to be able to do whatever it was. And basically gave up on myself. And I realized that. And it's hard to fucking know that you're giving up on yourself so easily. You just don't even realize it in the moment.
Yeah, it was one of the hardest. When I called my coach, it was one of the hardest calls. Like, it sucked. I felt like shit. Like, I, you know, cried. And I'm not afraid to say it. Like, it was hard because like I said, I love football still. It just wasn't the right situation. And I remember when one of my first, like, earlier calls with Joey, he was the main guy I talked to when I got brought on. And I think this is part of why I tried to stay so on top of it, because it really stuck with me, especially after that football experience. But I was in the mall parking lot, Valley Mall, just sitting in my car, just about to go in or out. I can't remember. But he was like, what do you want to do here? Like, you know, what do you want to do with us? And I was still figuring it out. But he was like, basically, he's like, do you want to like do something and do something cool and be successful? Or do you want like people to ask you like a year or whatever from now, like, oh, how's the Respect My Region thing going? And you'd be like, oh, I fell off. Or something, you know, like, do you want to fall off? And I was like, shit, like, no. And I don't know why, but that one sentence has stuck with me big time, where he was just straight up like, it's like, you stay on top of it or you're going to fall off, and it's going to be real embarrassing when people are like, yo, that was super dope, how's that going? And you're like,
I got lazy, I didn't want to do it anymore.
I actually not really doing
it. It was just too much work.
Why aren't you doing it? You know, and I didn't really should have, like, you know, we've all seen that person, we've all been that person. Yeah. And it's
How does like your mindset shift, like when you kind of catch yourself like falling into a moment when you're kind of starting to feel complacent, or like how he said, lazy on trying to get, you know, just social media stuff done? Like, how do you like bounce back from like that fucking mindset to like, all right, I got to do this because it's a bigger picture and not just like what I want to do right now?
It's honestly, sometimes I think luckily, like, I kind of today was the first, like, before I show, like, I filmed the 60-second song review before doing this, and I'm gonna get it up later tonight, just because, like, I wasn't really feeling it today. I kept putting it off, and the next thing I knew, I was here, and I was like, oh shit. Really, that was the first time that's happened recently. So I think I'm still, to be honest with you, I'm still gonna have to figure out when that comes up.
Yeah.
Because my past responses, you see, with football, that was probably my most recent test with that.
One thing I like about you is your self-awareness. You're just like, I think a lot of people, like, in the football situation make a lot of excuses, don't ever realize that, like, they were the, like, a lot of the problem, essentially. And then, like, once again, right here, it's coming up, like, you're like, to be honest with you, like, you're willing to be honest and open and say that, like, honestly, I need to work on that. And I think that's like that's a big thing.
That's been a big lesson for me. Yeah, just being just that honest, because I've learned, especially, funny enough, I learned it from the pot shop. Like, when I first got there, I didn't know as much as I do now about cannabis, and I just would be like straight up, like, they told me, like, if someone asks you something and you don't know, just tell them. Like, people aren't really, they usually won't be mad. Like, if they are, like, fuck them, they're an ass. Like, you know. Yeah. I've been cussing a lot. I don't know if that matters. No. Grew up with a Navy dad. Can't help it. No. But
sailor.
But no, like, I straight up would just do that. Like, the people would be like, "Yo, what's da 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 da?" And I'd be like, "Dude, I do not know." And to be honest, I've never had a person react negatively to that.
People like the honesty.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like straight up, like, because we have iPads too. Like, our tills are iPads. Yeah. And so I'm like, shit, I don't know. Let me go Google that real quick. And then they're like, "Oh, cool, bet." And then I come back and I have all this info, and they're happy. So yeah, I think that's been a big lesson. And like football, like, I never wanted to be that person that blamed the coaches. I've seen so many of those people, right? So many, and it's always like, bro, I know, like, everyone knows it's more than that. Like, we see.
I mean, I was in a situation personally where I thought, like,
sometimes it is like, I've seen some pretty shitty coaches.
There's a lot of politics, and like, I think that, like, and like you said, like, I think a little bit of it is like, oh, they kind of don't like my parents because my dad's being an ass in the stands. And so it's like, I kind of get that part, but at the same time, like, had I just been putting in double the work, like, I don't think that stuff would have mattered. Yeah,
like, there's definitely situations, like my situation, I was definitely fucking off, and it sucks because looking back on it, like, the one thing I have always said, and it's like, I honestly think I was, it's pretty bold. I never like saying the best, but I was one of the best pass rushers on our team. Like, this is one of the few bravado things that I'll say with my football in college. I would smoke our starting O-line in practice because I was on scout team. Yeah. Like, I would smoke them. Like, it's not every day, but, like, I know, like, it was to the point where it's like, I should have done that stupid stereotypical scout team superstar shit and made like a little clip of all the sacks and shit that I just for myself. Again, so it was practice, and sometimes they weren't going as hard as they should have because they were first team guys in practice, and I was this pissed off 19-year-old trying to do something, you know, but I just realized that because, like, I got in trouble in college, like, you know, I was suspended for the first 2 spring balls, like, you know, which is a major time in college football to make a mark and, like, try to get on the roster and shit. Like, I missed the first 2 because of suspension. Like,
where'd you play?
Carroll College in Howard, Montana. Super small.
Yeah, it's a reputable program though, I think.
Yeah.
NIA, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's like, I showed flashes, you know, and sometimes I wish they could have maybe, like, overlooked some of those mistakes and just been like, all right, it's 3rd and long. Let's see what he can do. And I actually did get a chance to go in a game one time, but I fucked up and I never got in again. It was like the last game of, like, the last season that I played. We were, like, dusting this team, and I played pass on a run, and dude got like a 20-yard run to my side, and my coach was pissed, and I never got back in.
Oh, it's funny, but it's funny how, like, sports situations like that, like, you know, come up in life that are, like, you know, fucking comparable. Like, 3rd and long, you know, it's like a setback. Like, fuck, what am I going to do? Like, what are we going to do kind of thing? If you're on offense kind of thing, you're trying to attack and do whatever you're trying to do on daily things. Like, 3rd and long, like, fuck, I got all this shit to do, and, like, the day's almost over. Like, gotta fucking get the shit rolling.
Like metaphors.
Yeah, it's just a great-ass metaphor. Like,
it's crazy.
It's just sports in general.
I use sports metaphors all the time.
I feel corny sometimes, but it's so easy. It's crazy how much they correlate and, like, match up with everyday
Yeah, because, like, in sports, it's like, if you don't take action, then it's like you're subject to lose to people who are taking more action, essentially.
And then you dwell on that, and then that next play, then when you're fucked, you know, kind of thing. That's just like on the daily shit, dude.
Yeah, and I just think that life is so, like, similar to that because you have to take action to get the things that you need in life, essentially.
And there's all these other people taking
food
action.
and clothes and shit like that. Like, and so then it's like, well, I learned how to take action in sports through all these quotes and phrases and stuff. I'm gonna use them. Like, you think it's corny, but I personally,
Sports
I don't think it's
definitely
corny at
helps
all. I think it's super.
It's corny when you try to explain it to people who don't
advantageous.
understand it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Like, or even just saying it around people who don't like really understand it, or if it goes over their head, it's just
They're like, okay, like whatever.
You know.
Yeah, no, I showed, actually that's funny because I showed my music to somebody that I worked with, and I have like stuff like that, like sports quotes and stuff, like, you know, like when it gets tough, keep going. Like, and then the person I showed it to said, I think it's kind of cheesy, and I was like, interesting, like it's not terrible, but like, yeah, but this is funny, like the correlation right
It's
there.
like people love cheese. Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Cheese is hella good.
Yeah, what else?
Man, if you had one thing to tell people out there that say struggle with criticism from like the outside world, because that was something that you were saying at the beginning of the podcast, kind of like dealing with, like, you know, taking action towards what you want to do, but then also like dealing with like, how do I look to everybody else? What would you say to people?
I would say people that struggle, like if you truly struggle with criticism, I think I have one exercise, and honestly I just thought of it on the fly. I might even start doing it because I was listening to a podcast and he was kind of talking about this, and I took it a lot to heart a little bit. But I would say, like, let me formulate this real quick. If you really struggle with criticism, I think the first thing you got to do is start to criticize yourself. Look in the mirror, wake up, look in the mirror, tell yourself one thing you can do better today, and then tell yourself one thing that you've been doing good right already. I would say those two things, because, you know, I was going to say just tell yourself one thing you need to do better, but then I was like, you don't want to start your day, like, maybe overall, like, some people, like, that can fuck up your psyche if you wake up and you're like, man, you suck, you need to do this better. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, no, for real though, like, because he was in that podcast I was saying, I think it was the Pat McAfee show or whatever, Darius Butler was on, and he was talking about looking in the mirror and criticizing yourself. Like, if you can't do that, you ain't gonna succeed. And I think it's actually, he was quoting someone else, but yeah, like, straight up, I think honestly, like, waking up, looking at yourself in the mirror, saying what's one thing you can do better today that can progress what you're wanting to do, and what's one thing that you've been doing that you should keep doing. And then I would say, honestly, end the night on that too. Like, wake up on that, end the night on that.
Yeah. What can I do better tomorrow? What can I do better today, kind of thing?
Yeah. What can I do better today? What have I been doing good? What can I do better tomorrow? And then did I do what I said I was going to do today, or something like that?
Hold yourself accountable.
Yeah,
For
sure.
That one.
Yeah. All right. And then another one. What would you tell someone who, like, you know, going through a rough patch, you know, using that football metaphor right there, to what you're doing now? Obviously, seems like you're enjoying what you're doing and you have a big goal with it. What would you tell someone who's like going through a rough patch right now, like completely struggling, feeling like there's no fucking positive outcome to like fucking look forward to and keep doing on the daily? Because obviously, with time and faith and motivation, kind of thing, like, you're gonna get to where you want eventually. But someone out there fucking seeking for like some advice, maybe like to keep going, kind of thing. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say, honestly, don't, like, definitely, like, I'm like thinking of all these different answers depending on where you're at. Like, I'm thinking, like, if it's like me, where I'm already like kind of like really like embedded into doing something, and I can't necessarily like just fade out and take like a long break. Because my first thing I was gonna say is, like, don't be afraid to like kind of like, to get back to sports metaphors just for the hell of it, like, don't be afraid to punt. Like, sometimes it ain't working out and you need to get that like extra space and some breathing time and like realign, figure shit out before you get back out there and attack. But sometimes, you know, I know it's not that easy. Like, you know, like me, I've made a commitment to creating daily content, and there have been times when I haven't, like when I broke my phone, like obviously shit like that's gonna happen. But yeah, like, I think really, actually, no, I'm gonna stick with that. Like, don't be like, sometimes you do just gotta step back, take your time. If you have already like committed to like a daily content or like consistent content that even if it's just one person, if one person is gonna be expecting to see that, just put something up on your story, be like, yo, like, down and out. You don't even have to tell the truth. Like, honestly, like, say you broke your phone and you're waiting to get a new one, like, when you're not, like, because people will understand that. Some people aren't comfortable with saying, like, hey, I'm not myself right now, shit's not going good, I'm gonna step back, you know, like, do, like, yeah, like, I really, like, it was kind of nice when I broke my phone, because I was stressing the first couple of days because I was like, damn, I can't do it, but then I used my girlfriend's phone, logged into my Instagram, just put it up on the story, and yeah, like it was actually after that, it was kind of nice. And weirdly enough, that story, it was literally just like text saying that my phone's broken and I won't be able to do that. Is the most viewed story I've ever had on my Instagram.
That's interesting.
By far.
Yeah.
It's like by like twice as much as any other story.
Yeah.
Because I saw, I can't remember why I saw it, but I was in my story archives and I saw how many views it has. And I was like, that's super random because no lie, my usual story views are like 50 to 70.
Right. Yeah.
And this shit was like, not that it's still a lot. Some people be getting like
Oh,
thousands.
no, yeah, but
like,
your shit just gets lost. Like,
awesome.
nobody sees it sometimes.
yeah, like it was like close to like 300.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck? You know, like and it was
Yeah,
literally.
no, that shit is weird though.
But just don't be afraid to punt. Take a break. Take a step back. Realign.
Yeah.
Think about sometimes what you're doing isn't what you actually want to be doing, even if it's successful.
I was about to say, even taking a step back can mean like continuing what you're doing, but like trying to get a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And just like try to get above or under. Like
Finding a
look at
different
it
avenue. Like maybe you don't like creating daily video content with your face. Like, you know, like maybe after doing this for so long, I realize I don't like filming myself in front of cameras all the time and being, you know, but I like those anime edits, and maybe I just transition and become like one of those like anime pages or something. I don't know. Like, who the fuck knows? We'll see what happens.
Experiment.
Yeah.
That's a good episode to me.
Yeah. And fucking appreciate you for coming, honestly.
Yeah.
Shared a lot of good
blaze your trail, everyone. I guess that's what we'll end it on. Blaze your trail.
And
Blaze your
fucking
own trail.
appreciate everybody who watches and shares and whatnot, and feel free to fucking subscribe because analytics tells us that like 90% of our viewers are not subscribed.
Yeah, smash that subscribe button,
Yeah.
smash that like button.
Help us out if we help you out, and we just want to share valuable information that can help everybody with different perspectives. And
Leave a comment if you got any questions that you want us to answer. Leave a question. We'd love to answer your
or
question.
DM us, whatever.
Yeah, hit us in the DM.
Fuck, but just thank you to everybody, and thank you for coming again. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys again. Thanks for
Appreciate
the hoodie again.
Appreciate for sharing what you shared, and you know, hopefully people can fucking understand shit like that, and every struggles kind of thing.
Yeah.
up.
Thanks for letting me speak my piece. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. Stay high, stay motivated, stay happy. Fucking.
I'm a money making, meditating, marathon minded, musically inclined human being. I'm a great soul with a great flow, a creature you have never seen. Yeah, I'm a money